Are you thinking about buying the Asus RT-AX86U gaming router? I'm here to tell you why that might be a huge mistake. This router is advertised as a Wi-Fi 6 gaming powerhouse with insane speeds, but the reality for many users is a frustrating box of expensive headaches. Today, I'm going to save you a potential $250 and a whole lot of stress by revealing the critical problems I found. Problems most reviews won't tell you about. For the best price on what you should actually buy, click the link in the description. Here's the promise. I will show you the 3 deal-breaking flaws of the RT-AX86U that made me nearly return it. We're talking about firmware that betrays you, a design quirk that literally cuts you off, and a price tag that just doesn't add up. But here's what surprised me. Despite all these issues, by the end of this review, I might actually convince you to buy it. That's the contrarian snapback. This isn't just a hate video. It's an honest roadmap to see if you can actually make this troublesome router work. It's like dating someone incredibly talented but with terrible, terrible habits. Can you fix them? That's the gamble. So let's start with the biggest monster in the closet, the firmware. The RT-AX86U runs on a SUSWIT, which sounds professional. It has a ton of toggles and settings that would make a network engineer drool. Therefore, you think you're getting ultimate control. But firmware updates from Asus for this model have been, let's call them adventurous. One update might give you a rock-solid connection, and the next, pushed automatically maybe, turns your gigabit internet into a dial-up nostalgia simulator. Random disconnects, devices dropping off the network. It's like your router is having an existential crisis. You just wanted to game, not become an unpaid network stability therapist. This isn't a universal problem, but it's common enough in forums to be a legitimate Russian roulette. That's problem number 1, inconsistent reliability post-update. Problem number 2 is the physical design. It looks cool, like a stealth fighter jet for your desk. Those 3 big antennas scream performance. But therefore, you think all the ports are easily accessible, right? Wrong. Look at the layout. The dedicated 2.5 gigabit WAN port is a premium feature, which is great. However, the positioning of the other LAN ports is shockingly tight. If you use slightly bulky Ethernet cable connectors, good luck plugging in more than 2 devices side by side. It's a game of physical Tetris you didn't sign up for. The router essentially tells you, I have 4 LAN ports, but you can only realistically use 2. That's not a design flaw, that's a design oops that costs you functionality. It's like a sports car with doors that only open 3 inches. Sure, it's fast, but you'll throw your back out getting in. Let's rehook. Are you still with me? Good, because problem 3 is the kicker. For a router with a 4.6-star rating on Amazon, praised for its speed, why are so many power users complaining? The answer is expectation versus reality. You see 5700 Mbps and mobile game mode and think, lag is dead. Therefore, you buy it. But the AI Protection Pro and Adaptive Co-S features, while powerful, can ironically introduce latency if not tuned perfectly. That's the paradox. The very tools meant to prioritize your gaming traffic can sometimes get in the way. You need to become a part-time network admin to get the performance you paid for. Is that what you wanted from a gaming router? Or did you just want to plug and slay? This complexity is the hidden tax. Now, the deep dive. After weeks of wrestling with this router, I want to break down its schizophrenic personality. The specs are undeniable. Wi-Fi 6, 160 MHz channels, a 2.5G port on paper. It should demolish any game or 4K stream. My speed tests when it was behaving were fantastic. Hitting 900 plus Mbps over wireless near the router is no joke. The mobile game mode feature in the Asus app is a genuinely clever one-tap optimization. But it's a big but all that horsepower is useless if the connection isn't stable. I experienced what many call the 5 GHz dropout. Devices would suddenly lose the 5 GHz signal, defaulting to the slower 2.4 GHz band. in the middle of a ranked match. That's an unpardonable sin. The router has the muscles of a bodybuilder but the coordination of a newborn giraffe. My coffee maker is more reliable, and it doesn't even have an antenna. Therefore, we need to talk about solutions. Is the RT-AX86U a lost cause? Not entirely. This is where the review pivots. If you are a tinkerer, if you love diving into settings, and if you don't mind finding a stable firmware version and then disabling auto updates, you can tame this beast. The hardware is genuinely premium. The speed ceiling is real. For someone who wants a powerful router as the brain of a future AI mesh system, this can be a cornerstone. You just have to accept the maintenance. It's like owning a classic car. It's beautiful and powerful when it runs, but you'll spend weekends under the hood. For that person, this review isn't a warning, it's a manual. For everyone else wanting simple, set-and-forget performance, this router might be your villain origin story. Let's open another loop. So, who actually wins with the RT-AX86U? The answer is the informed buyer. Knowing these problems allows you to decide. Are you willing to troubleshoot for performance? Therefore, you might get the best router for your needs. But if you want pure, headache-free plug-and-play, you now know to look elsewhere. This honesty is what most reviews lack. They either glorify the specs or just parrot the marketing. I'm telling you about the Monday morning after the spec sheet Saturday night. And that brings us to the final, positive note. Because once configured correctly, the Asus RT-AX86U is a monster. AI Protection Pro provides fantastic, free network security. The wired 2.5G port is future-proof, and its ability to form a seamless AI mesh network is top-tier. It's a flawed champion, but a champion nonetheless for the right user. In conclusion, don't buy the Asus RT-AX86U if you hate tweaking settings. Don't buy it if firmware anxiety sounds like a terrible hobby. But do consider it if you have the patience to unlock its true potential. It's not for everyone, but for the person it is for, it's brilliant. It's the router that made me swear and then smile. For the absolute best current price on Amazon, whether you decide to brave this router or choose a simpler alternative, click the link in the description below. That link is your shortcut to a smarter purchase, and it helps support our channel at no extra cost to you. Thanks for watching, and may your ping always be low.